Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Not Your Culture podcast. Today, I have the amazing, the phenomenal Arty Furtado. Welcome, Arty.
How are you?
Can I call you Arty on this podcast?
Yes.
we discussed this before, and I messed it up so early. We discussed that we were gonna do Artyom. I'm sorry, I haven't called you Artyom in a very long time.
It's all good, man.
There was a switch at some point.
It's okay, man. How are you?
We'll get back to that.
Thanks.
But Arty is a musician, music producer, music engineer. He's a DJ. And right now what he does the most is he's an event promoter and producer. Furtado Global
Yes.
is the name of his company.
Yeah. How are you, man? Thanks for having me here.
It's good to be here. You know, I'm happy to see you. You know, Arty and I go way back. We were in the same music theory class back at NYU in the music technology department. But he sold me out and switched to music business at some point.
Yeah, man.
Which fit him really good because you seem to be doing really good with the events and stuff, you know?
Thank you. I try my best. Everybody follow Furtado Global, a lot of global events, which leads us to our next topic, which is global stuff, right?
Global stuff, correct. Yeah. Arty is from Switzerland.
That is where I was born and raised.
With some ethnic background from Guinea-Bissau.
Here it is.
There you go. Afro-European.
Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah. And back to the RTM thing because I'm extremely embarrassed.
Why?
No, because we discussed before.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna call you RTM.
But anything we discussed before doesn't matter.
Oh, fair enough. But I do want to go back to that because I think there's something there.
What matters is now. Because
why did you switched at some point to Arty? What happened with that?
So
that identity.
So it never So my name is Artyom. It's a Russian name. My dad gave me the name. My dad is Russian. But in French, I guess it's easier to say. It's just Artyom. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a French part of. I didn't know we were flirting. But thank you. So Artyom. Yeah, but then and actually most of my close friends back home, they actually call me Artyom. Mm-hmm. The girls call me Arty sometimes, but I don't know why I made that separation. Like they call me Artyom. Mm-hmm. But here this is two friends talking. I'm sorry we're laughing that hard.
That's
but
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We're keeping it casual.
Yeah. Here I just found that just saying Artyom just gives a lot of reactions. So I just Arty.
Okay.
Simple. It's two letters, R and T. But really it's spelled out Arty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arty's short and sweet.
Don't diminish yourself for them, bro.
Yeah. You're right. But I've heard so many variations. Even the worst is when they read it. It's spelled Arthiom, right? So I'm not mad if you say Arthium because TH is theme, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like people just make stuff up. They'll just be Arturim. They see my name and then just call me Arturim or Arturo or some long it's not that many syllables.
Can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
I'm in a group chat with two very unserious individuals. And their nickname for you is Arturo.
Oh, Lord.
But it comes from love. It comes from love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They know your name is Arty and RTM.
Okay.
Arturo is when they mention you, it's Arturo.
Okay. Interesting.
They see your stuff.
Interesting. Oh.
Yeah.
But Artyom, Arty. I like Artyom. It feels nice to be called Artyom sometimes, you know. But
it feels good to be called your name.
It feels so great.
Yeah.
But they don't really do it like that. They just Arty. And Arty is fine. I like Arty.
Okay.
You know. Because at the end of the day, I wanna you wanna be understood. Mm-hmm. You wanna it helps in communication if people could say your name.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So is it really dumbing down or are you just translating?
Well, it's not necessarily dumbing down, but I think there is an and that's something we talk about a lot. There is like I think we had this conversation in Ming's episode where like there is like a pressure to conform to a certain extent to make life easier,
just
to fit into that box, that you are expected to be a participating member of this society. But as long as you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. I'll call you RTM again.
Arty, RTM, whatever. Like both work.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna switch back to Arty.
That's fine.
I'm gonna probably switch back to Arty like in this interview.
That's all good.
Because I think my brain already re-registered to RTM.
That's fine.
To Arty.
Yeah, that's fine.
Enough about Arty.
That's fine. Do whatever you want.
Arty, you're Swiss.
Yeah, born and raised.
You speak multiple languages.
A couple.
Which languages do you speak?
French, English, Portuguese, Russian, German, and Spanish fluently.
Which one do you think you're most comfortable in?
French and English. I actually...
Is it like Swiss French? There's like different languages in Switzerland.
Yeah, right? So Switzerland has 4 official languages. They have French in my part of the country. They got German, which is the dominant language actually. It's actually my Swiss German because it's very different from German. It's like I don't understand. And then there's Italian, and the 4th one is this language called Romanche.
Okay.
Which I have never heard in my life. I see it. It's written on my passport.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know anybody who actually speaks it.
Okay.
Because I feel like only 10,000 people in Switzerland speak it.
Yeah.
Like there's probably more people that speak Portuguese and Albanian in Switzerland than they speak Romanche.
Is there like a village or something, or like a town where you don't know?
I legit don't know.
Okay.
Désolé.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, Switzerland. And I speak these languages. It's fun.
Okay. And you moved to New York for school.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like?
Bro, it was wild. I cried in the airport. I crowed.
Was that your first time moving to live somewhere else?
To live somewhere else, yeah. I had like traveled a lot before, just because like my family's all over the world. But that was my first time like moving, like packing my bags with, not coming back.
Yeah.
It was quite an experience,
Can you tell us a bit more about that experience?
Man. First of all, my first taxi from JFK ripped me off. Okay. Like he ripped me off. He charged me like $60 when he told me it was going to be 50 at first.
Okay.
I guess that was my introduction to like hidden fees in America.
Yes. Yeah.
When you see a price, but what you pay at checkout is always more.
The tax.
Yeah, the tax or like gratuity.
Yeah.
Tips.
Yeah.
Convenience fees. Like good time fees. Like whatever.
I am a firm believer. Just tell me the final price.
Yeah.
Like if I want it, I'm gonna pay for it anyway.
Yeah.
Like I need to get somewhere. But like I'm going to pay it.
But it's so annoying. Like even like on a business perspective, like sometimes I'm getting quotes for like different stuff, and they give me a price, and so like I go back to the clients with the said price, and I budget for it, and then when they send the invoice, it's like 20% more. Like, what happened? Like, and they're just like, oh, yeah, we got these fees. We didn't have the sales tax, and there's also like a something fee, or like they just make up fees. I'm like, bro, just chill out. Like, damn. But yeah, anyway, so like I got JFK, whatever. I got to the dorm on 10th Street, 55 East 10th Street, room 208. When I opened the trunk, all my luggages actually fell out the car, which like was very lonely. because yeah, like it was 4 p.m. Like they fell out the car and nobody helped me, bro. Everybody just looked at me, and then they went back in the building, and I was just like,
so if that happened in Switzerland, you think people would come up to help you?
Yeah, probably not. That's just probably not. Probably not. You know.
But you're also in a different place.
Yeah, it's a different
it feels
place,
extra.
man.
It feels extra lonely.
Yeah, like
Okay.
bro, I was looking at the buildings, were like tall as hell, like that. Like you can't see the end of the building, like you can't see the end of the street.
Yeah.
The roads are like you're in a like first world country, but the roads are like you know, like you almost had a car crash like on the way probably twice because people drive crazy out here. And so yeah, I got in the dorm and it was just like very different. Like everything was different. And bro, I counted, I think I did like I've been to 30 countries in my life, right? Which is I'm blessed. And like and some of them for like prolonged period of time. Like I spent like 6 weeks in China in the past, you know, or like 4 weeks in West Africa, like 3 weeks in Brazil, like when I was younger, like, and all these places where you don't really speak the language, so you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be out of place or whatever. But I don't think I've ever felt more out of place than in America, bro.
Okay.
Like it was so weird. Like everybody just moves different.
And we were talking about this earlier, but you were saying, and I think this is what probably threw you off the most, was you said the direction of the toilet paper was different.
Yeah, the direction of the toilet paper was different. Okay?
That's probably what threw you off the most.
So in Switzerland, like you see, like the toilet paper is like against the wall. Like there's like paper that's leaning down, right? That's like ready to grab. Right.
So it's over.
In Switzerland, it's like away from the wall.
Yes.
But here, it's like
it's under. It's
on against the wall. It makes it harder to grab. You lose like 2 seconds. I'm very productive with my time. You can't.
So, first of all, my question is because for me, I don't know if that's a culture or if that's a personal preference, but Ming is over there manning the cameras, and I don't know if it's a European thing that everybody in Europe has the toilet paper over instead of under. I also champion over. I prefer over.
Yeah. See.
I read somewhere though that there's a conspiracy, all right, that when you use over, you use more sheets. So because it's easier to grab, you use more, and big toilet paper,
I think
made over a thing so that you would use more sheets.
I think I use more because I'm lactose intolerant. That's probably the reason why. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with being over or under. but like, yo. But like, nah, the difference is what we were saying. The serious stuff.
Sorry, that was a. I just wanted to bring that up because
you're right.
I was prepping you for this interview, and that's one of the things you mentioned.
Yeah, no, it's one of the things. Like, but little things, you know. Like I wasn't like. It wasn't the big things that like shocked me, you know, like
these things you were prepared for.
Yeah, like most like tourists when they come to the US, they're surprised like, oh, it's a huge city, the dimensions are massive.
Yeah.
Like, which is true. It takes some getting used to. Like back home, like Geneva is a city, but it's a small city. It's like very like kind of smartly built where like I'm within everything within 15 minutes away. Yeah. Airport, 9-minute walk, 6-minute train, 15. Pharmacy, 12-minute walk. School was like, I don't know, like 25-minute, like boat plus tram. Crossing the lake on a boat is kind of vibe. So school was the only thing that was a little far, but like it was cool. It was closer to me. I just didn't go to those, you know. So like, everything was like 15 minutes away. Yeah. So like, and here, like an average train ride is like 35 minutes, you know. Yeah. And that's only for like one little thing. So like the distance is true, right? Yeah. But those things didn't really shock me or throw me off. It was really the little things that like I take for granted. Right? Like that, how you greet people. Like how you greet people. Here's how I greet a girl in Switzerland. Hi. 3. In France they do 2. Like in Switzerland 3 because we're extra. I remember like the first time I got like, just like I'm saying, hey, nice to meet you. Like the first time there was a girl, like I leaned in. I'm about to do this in slow motion. I leaned in, bro. I was like getting ready, squinting my eyes and stuff. And then she just like did this.
So for those who are only
but she did this.
Who are only listening in and not looking at the video.
Oh, right. I gotta describe. So like, my bad. I leaned in slowly and, you know, squinted my eyes, prepared my lips in like a fake kissing kind of position, and like pointed my face to the left because it's not really a kiss on the cheek. It's more like you touching your cheeks, right? And so I leaned in to do that. My body was already at like a 20-degree angle down. And then like the girl, she proceeded to do like two things at once, which is like girls can do, you know, we can't, as you know, we're men. She like leaned back. Do I
need to get that sample cleared?
Nah, you good. I talk to my man Fat Joe, we straight. But nah, she leaned back, right? Looked at me and like she was confused at what was happening, and she just like, you know how like cops will pull out the Glock, you know, and like she put out her hand out her pocket and she just like,
to shake
the hand, right?
That is so funny.
And in slow motion, bro. And that was like my first time ever shaking a woman's hand, like ever.
Interesting.
You know, like I was just like, yep. And I couldn't look at, and no one was there to be like, nah, yeah, facts. It's weird out here, bro. Everyone was just like, you're the weird one. So I was like, oh man. All right. So there's that.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But yeah, it's so like, you know, it's like a thing that feels mundane, but like you just accumulate a lot of those kind of little things, and like it really kind of starts to like take a toll on you. You're like, you kind of get lost a bit, you know?
Yeah.
And so it was that for like, I'm about to say something here. Are we talking about race? Are we going to talk about race? We
can talk about race.
Hey guys. I don't want to get canceled, bro. But like I really feel like people don't really mix out here.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like,
you feel like people stick to their people for the most part.
People stick to their people.
Okay.
Whether that, obviously, there's a bit of valid reason there. You know, obviously. But like, to me, it was kind of weird that like I think the first time I went to like there was like an entry hall at the dorm, like there's like a little hangout area. Like the white people were with the white people, and the black people with the black people, and this people would do these people.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't much mixing going on.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I would put it a step further, and I'd say that even that is definitely a thing. But even in my experience at NYU, especially other than Welcome Week, people didn't like interact with strangers either. I mean, when you just start, like of course everyone's a stranger, so you kind of force.
Yeah.
But like past that point,
past the Welcome Week,
people don't talk to people that they don't know. Like there are very few people who are like.
I'll talk to you though.
Yeah, that's why you're the weirdo.
Oh.
Nah, I think we were both on the same page because I feel like it was easy for us to become friends.
Yeah.
Because we come from places where that's normal. You see someone new, you introduce yourself, you say hello, blah blah blah.
Well, I would be lying if I sat here and said that Swiss people will go up to each other and introduce themselves. That might just be like an island thing. You know, Swiss people are very like rigid and calm. And, you know, stick to themselves a bit.
Yeah, but if you're in an environment like a classroom.
Oh yeah, if you're in a classroom, then
that's where we met.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like people really separate themselves, and like I guess there's some of that, you know, back home, obviously. But like if I look at if I take my friend group from back home, like it's literally like everybody. It feels like you just like put the world together. Like there's like my friend group is like some Africans, some Albanians, some like Asian folks, like from everywhere. Like Whereas here is really just like one race. Like people really stick to their peoples.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was a little surprising. Even like, I don't know if I sound ignorant here, but coming to NYU, you know, you start telling me, hey man, come through this Black Student Union. Oh, y'all have unions just for Black people? That sounds kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And like, I went to some of those meetings, right?
Uh-huh.
Boy, that's when I really learned that like growing up Black really like means something else. Like it's not the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Like being a Black man who grew up in Europe versus like grew up in Africa, or like versus like a Black American, or versus somebody who has the African descent, or like your Caribbean descent. Like it's just not the same. I was just like so surprised. I thought I was gonna walk in there and be like, oh yeah, these are my people or whatever.
Yeah.
But nah, bro. I felt like out of place. I was like, yo, like
it's because you come from a different experience.
I come from a different experience.
Yeah.
Like growing up Black in Europe, like with like African parents, just like such a mixed. Like my dad's Russian, but like it's such a different experience.
Yeah.
And I don't even know like how to best describe it. I was just like the things that like we do, like it's almost like I didn't grow up with the same like problems or like the same situations at all. Like,
so
you know,
I'm actually curious because you're biracial. Well, two things. Number one,
2 races.
Huh?
2 races.
Yes. Number one, what, as a Black man in Switzerland, because I don't know what the demographic of Switzerland actually looks like, but as a Black man in Switzerland, how are race relations there? I mean, from what you said, it showed, but like from I guess a general perspective, and which leads to my second question: do you think it's different for you and easier for you coming from 2 racial backgrounds for you to assimilate on either side? Because from what I understand from some people here, that they have difficulty assimilating with people from other races because they come from one singular background. And the high school they went to was all one thing. The town they're in was all one race or whatever it is. And so they find it difficult to interact or find any sort of what's the word? It's difficult for them to relate to people from other races because they didn't grow up around these people. So like, what is the demographic like? How diverse is Switzerland? And what do you think? What do you think a Black man experiences, and do you think your experience is different because you're mixed?
That's loaded. So demographics in Switzerland, I don't know the data. Obviously, it's the whites lead the pack. But it kind of depends on the city which part of Switzerland you're at. If you're in the south, shit, good luck finding a Black person in the south, man. Like, because that's just like mountains everywhere.
Yeah,
and you know, it's just like,
and we don't do mountains.
I love mountains. But it's like, you know, in Switzerland, you as a man, you are mandated to serve in the military, right?
Yes.
And like, you meet people from everywhere.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, people you didn't even know like these kind of people existed.
Yeah.
And
you still never met those speaking that language that you.
Yeah, I still haven't. I still haven't met those people that speak that Romanche language.
Yeah.
But like, you know, in the same way where I feel I just said like, I never even thought like these kind of people existed. That like they just like they live in towns that have like only 2 houses and they just take care of their like cows their whole life, and like they're farmers.
Yeah.
It's the same way where like they meet me and they've never seen a Swiss man have my skin color.
Yeah.
You know, in my background, even like with a Russian dad or anything. They just look at me. They're like, "Damn, that's interesting." You know.
Yeah. But in your experience, it was more curiosity than.
Well, the nice ones was curiosity, and then there's been moments where I've heard some shit be said. I was like, that sounds a little problematic. What you're saying right here? You might want to switch that up, huh?
Yeah.
But well, shit. Demographics. Yeah. So it's parts of Switzerland is like obviously very, very white. But then like I don't know. I grew up in Geneva. Geneva's like UN is there. It's like a melting pot of like people from everywhere. Like there's a bunch of Africans where in the neighborhood that I grew up in. Bunch of like the Albanians, Serbs, like Croatians, bunch of Portuguese and German, Italian people. A bunch of North African folks like the Tunisians, the Algerians there, the Moroccans are there. Like a bunch of Filipinos people, a bunch of Thai people, a couple of Chinese, couple of Russian folks, couple of Southern American folks. Like it's like
pretty diverse. Yeah,
it's diverse as hell. Right?
Yeah,
and that's just like the environment that I grew up in.
Yeah,
so much so that like if like in Geneva, like people would ask me like, yo, what does a Swiss person look like? I would be like, I know, like, Heidi? Are you familiar with what Heidi is?
No.
Heidi would be like, it's like I feel like it's a fictional character, but it's just like a blonde Swiss white girl.
Okay.
That looks cute or whatever. Like,
okay.
I know like that's what I'm supposed to say, but like really like growing up, I was just like, I'm Swiss.
Yeah.
Like, but I clearly don't look like Heidi.
Yeah.
I don't, so I don't know, it's just like very diverse and like very inclusive, and like I never really, it's a kind of a privilege, especially when you say that to people here.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like, obviously I've seen some racist shit like said at me, like you fucking nigger, go back to your country. And I'm like, yeah, I got the Swiss passport right here, my brother. I'm right here. I'm home, bro. What's up? I'm gonna go right back. But like I never really worried about it. You know? And it's kind of like annoying when I talk to Americans, black Americans, when I say that, they get annoyed at me. They're like, well, that's good for you then. I'm like, damn, I'm just telling you how I grew up. Shit, my bad. Yo. Sorry.
I actually did have a conversation with someone about, and I don't think I communicated it right, but like there are different types of privilege. And privilege isn't always, privilege can have different genres. And so one of the things I spoke about was my privilege growing up in the Caribbean, in a country that was majority black. And I mean, I did see people from different races, tourists, and people. Actually, I went to private school at a certain point in time. So people who migrated from other places to St. Lucia, their kids, I went to school with some of their kids.
Yeah.
So I was used to like going to school with white people in my classroom, even if that was a very small population of that race in St. Lucia. And I speak about my privilege growing up in the Caribbean because it's like I never had to think about race as a thing.
Yeah.
And I think when you move here, as you said, like, and I've mentioned this in previous episodes, is race becomes a thing that you have to pay attention to in
like a whole,
in this country.
It's a whole identity thing.
Yeah, it becomes like latched onto you.
Yeah,
because you never really or you might not have had to think about it that much before.
Yeah,
but here you can't help but think about it.
You have to.
But I always see that as a privilege because it's like I still don't think race first. Like I don't go into spaces thinking, I'm black, so X, Y, and Z. It's in the back of my mind. So like it's the kind of thing where it's like it's in the corner over there. So like if something does come up, maybe it'll like raise like a tiny little red light in my head. And I'm like, this could be this thing that's going on here.
Yeah.
But it's not the immediate answer to anything.
Yeah.
And I think Black people specifically who grew up in a place like America where there's so much history of like, you know, racism and racial inequity and all that kind of stuff, you can't help but have that at the forefront of your mind at all the time. That just has to be very stressful. You know what I mean? And so I think of that as a privilege where it's like I am blessed to not have to grow up in a society where that was such a big thing, because I can only imagine how that affects the psyche of someone growing.
It's like
growing up here. But I do want to
wait before you say anything.
Like,
this might sound crazy to some people, but you know how in the US when you apply for stuff, like they make you put your race. What the fuck? Like, I still don't understand that. Like, I mean, I do now, kind of, but like, I just remember like that my first time ever having to put my race on a piece of paper was when I was like applying to college here. And I just remember like, what? Why does this even matter? Like, whatever. I just and it's kind of annoying because none of the categories really fit me. Because it's like black / or like, what is it? It says like African American.
Black / African American.
Something like that. And like, I'm not African American. I'm African. And then like, you can only choose one, so you can't be like black and white. Now they put like biracial in some of them, but like, you can't put both. So you have to put like other, but like, I never, you know. And then it's like, are you Hispanic though?
What?
What the hell? Like, that's so weird to me, you know. And like, it was so like, I remember like I actually like took this to one of my teachers like in high school. I was like, look, bro, they're making me do all this thing, and he had never seen that before. He was like, he's Argentinian. He was just like, what the hell? Like, that makes no. Why would they ever do something like that? And I don't know. Like, it's. But then you talk to people here, and that's normal. It's normal that like you're put in boxes. Your whole life. Damn. You know,
metaphorical and physical.
Like, you're put in boxes, and it's like
on the paper.
I don't know. It's just like that. I think like about like coming to America is like, obviously, you know, I'm proud, bro. Like, I'm a proud African man. I'm a proud black person. I would root for us every time, 24/7. I mean, any day. I'm looking. You see these necklaces, man? I'm rooting, man.
I mean, you promote a lot of exceptional black artists too.
Okay, I try my best.
Like, and his events are always fire. If you want to go to a great event in New York, and he does events out of New York as well, but if you want to go to a great event, guaranteed, Furtado Global events are always fire.
Because he's there. But like, shit, I was about to say something cool. I'm always rapping, but it is like it is a very difficult thing to get used to. Like the whole like race dynamics and like among people and everything. Like, I remember this was my second year, or like my first summer. So like we get here in like August or whatever. It's like end of August, and like my first summer, so it's summer 2019. I'm hanging out with some friends. They're I think they were Russian, like Russian American or whatever. And I'm hanging out with some friends. We at the park, Washington Square Park. You know, we chilling. We on the grass, whatever. I was supposed to go on a date with this black girl from Atlanta. And I call her. Hey man, where you at? Oh, you know, I'm just at the park, you know, laying on the grass. Damn, why you gotta be doing all this white people shit? It's like, I can't lay on the grass.
Nope.
Like, you can't be just. Damn, like, okay, what the fuck? Or like another example, like,
because it's gonna absorb the blackness from you. You know,
I guess yeah. Like you know how like they say plants are like phototropic, like they grow towards like the photo.
Yeah, the light. Yeah,
Or my black tropic, they grow towards me, and then they take my seeds and whatever. And then like another episode like that. I think that was like my first 2 months. Like my one of my close friends was like Asian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asian American, Chinese American actually. And I told like me and the black girl was speaking, and like she's like, who are your close friends? And I was like, oh, you know, my close friend right now is like he's an Asian American, and she's like, shouldn't have been a black man or a black person. I'm like, why does it matter? Like,
she has some things to unpack.
I don't know. I don't judge. Hey, I don't judge. Whatever, you know. I had to unpack my bags when I first got here. You know what I mean? So like, everybody, shout out unpacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, there was a third story like that I completely forgot. But I think those first two are good enough for the purpose of this explanation. Yeah. Like, it's just Oh yeah, the third one. The third one. That's what I still need to do my research, but I had a black girl over at the crib one time, and I had just bought this juicy watermelon. It was so nice. It was so juicy, bro. It was like big watermelon in the fridge, bro. Like, it was juicy, bro. Water dripping off the green thing. And so like, you you want some water, like, pull out the water, serve the cup. You want some food, like, and then I was like, do you want some watermelon? And I was just thinking I was offering the girl some food, as they usually tend to like, right?
And my boy Arty loves fruit.
I love fruit, bro.
He really does love fruit,
bro.
Like I can see this happening.
Yeah, watermelon, grapes, mandarins. Anyways, what was the fruit? I was just like the watermelon, right? Yeah. So I offered her watermelon, and I'm opening the fridge. I'm waiting for like I said, like, do you want some watermelon? I'm opening the fridge. I don't hear a response. I'm like, and she's just like, is it because I'm black? I'm like, what? What you mean? It's a watermelon. What's going on here? And she's like, you don't know? I was like, what is there to know about a watermelon? Like, it's a grapefruit, man. It tastes good. And she was just like, never mind. Yeah, just serve me. So like, what's going on? Like, what? And
she knows she wanted a slice of that watermelon.
She wanted a slice of that watermelon. But like I was just like, are we putting colors on watermelons now? Like, and I don't know. I might sound stupid saying this, but I don't know the history between race and watermelon. But don't let that get in the way of a nice dessert, bro. Like, watermelon is great. Like, come on, bro.
It is. It's not a top 5 fruit, in my opinion.
That's crazy, man.
No. Here's the thing. For you to be a top 5 fruit, there needs to be consistency. And there are lots of non-sweet watermelons.
You just don't know how to choose.
But that's the point. That's my point. I should not need to know how to choose. I know it's like with the stripes, and I know that's the thing. There's like a...
That's the thing.
There's a thing.
That's the thing.
There's the stripes on the watermelon determine the sweetness. Yes, I know. I don't know which stripes, but I know that's the thing. Because I don't buy a watermelon because I'm black, and I know about this, but
I don't know. So,
that's not why I know. That's not why I don't buy watermelon. But but no. I forgot what I was saying. What were we talking about?
Watermelons, man. But yeah,
no, I was talking about a watermelon not being a top 5 fruit.
It's not. I mean, I think it's.
I've had some really great watermelons, but I
think it's a great fruit, but it's all good.
It's good. If it's a good watermelon,
just put some adobo on it.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, man, that's so that took me a while to get used to here. What else is different about America, man? Everything, bro. The metric system. Y'all don't use that.
Y'all?
Yeah, sorry, my bad. They don't use that.
Uh-huh.
Like, why make your life complicated? You know,
Yards.
yeah, you can't even convert a yard to a foot, bro.
Of 3 feet is 1 yard.
Is it?
I think so.
Why is it divided by 3?
3 is a good number.
Who chose the foot's distance? Whose foot was it, bro?
It was 12 inches. Makes.
You know, another one, a cup. A cup as a unit of measurement.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant like take a cup from your kitchen, cup. You know, and just like pour it. Nah, it's an actual, like, a cup is a set value.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, that is kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie. I know better, but I can see how it could be confusing.
Like Fahrenheit. What the hell is a Fahrenheit, bro?
So, I am team Fahrenheit.
Nah, that's crazy.
I'll tell you why. I will tell you why.
That's crazy, bro. Like, the cameraman's about to leave the set.
See, Celsius works well if we're talking about freezing point. We're talking about freezing point. 0 makes a lot of sense for freezing point.
Yeah, and 100 for boiling.
Right, and 100 for boiling. That makes complete sense. I get it. If we're talking about the weather, because of how wide Fahrenheit goes compared to Celsius, I know there's like a wider range. All right, like 70 to 80. I have an idea of what that means, but like in Celsius, 22 and 27 are 2 completely different feelings.
Well, yeah, because we're more direct with stuff. We know what we want. You know what I mean?
But I feel like I prefer to just be like, it's the 70s. I know what to wear.
Yeah, but if it's 22, you know what to wear.
Yeah, but that's too specific.
Yeah, but like,
I know both to an extent, so it's not like, as I said, boiling point, freezing point. That's the most important thing for me with Celsius.
Body temperature 37.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the weather and what I'm gonna wear today to go outside, Fahrenheit is the way to go. Team Fahrenheit. Otherwise useless.
Yeah.
But
bro,
Team Fahrenheit.
Just do it like this. 0, anything below 0 is cold. Right. 0 to 10, it's kind of cold. It's the winter, you know, but like, just wear a coat, you're straight.
Are you talking Celsius?
Yes. Yeah, okay. 10 to 17.
See,
is chilly. A little chilly, but it's still
17. 17
is a good day in Switzerland in October. 17 degrees in October in Switzerland, bro. Shit, sunshine. That's amazing.
That's like 50 something, right? Like Fahrenheit.
What's room temp in science? Room temp. That's 20 Celsius in Celsius. What about in Fahrenheit? Whatever. 20 Celsius is good temperature. 25 is hot. It's like a hot summer day, but it's bearable.
Yeah.
30 is hot. You're like, oh. Anything above 35, bring some water. You know what I mean? And that makes total sense to me. You know, like, precise. You're not like 70s. Nah, it's 20.
Can I also say in my defense?
It's like no, don't defend. It's like you know how like Americans doesn't do precision. You know, it's you go to buy a chocolate bar and the checkout price is higher than what was listed. You got the same thing in the temperature. Like, you just like doing like kind of ranges. Like, you never really know what you're gonna get. Like, it's in the 70s. You don't know if it's 71 or it's 79. Like, we're 22 Celsius, bro. That's it.
But I know what a low 70 feels like, and I know what a high 70 looks like.
I'm about that precision.
Stare straight into that one. Stare into that one and tell it.
I'm about that precision. We're Swiss, bro. We keep on time. Like, also.
So before we switch, in my defense, okay, in St. Lucia, I never had to check the temperature.
Oh yeah, but
right.
I mean,
I look outside. Is it raining? No.
Wow, that's a luxury. That's a privilege.
Right. Then I'm fine. If it is raining, I bring an umbrella. It does not change what I wear. I mean, the difference would be like maybe depending on what I'm doing, maybe I'll wear jeans instead of shorts or something. But like it's either raining or not, and it might rain every day either way.
Yeah.
So it's like, is it like a storm rain,
Yeah.
or is it just like the usual like tropical shower every?
That sounds like a privilege, man.
You know, it is.
Because
it's a blessing.
In Switzerland, I remember my cousin who lives in Guinea-Bissau came to visit me for winter one time for December. It's cold. It's kind of like New York, just like not that extreme sometimes. Like sometimes New York would just throw a random ass rainstorm at you and just be cold as hell for no reason. But anyways, it's cold. But we woke up one day and it was like a bright blue sky, right? And so he was like, you know, like Guinea-Bissau, bright blue sky means it's hot as hell. So he was just like, got excited, man. It's hot today. Hell yeah. I'm just go out in my sweatshirt, in my t-shirt. Hell yeah. I was like, open the window. Bro, we opened the window. The cold that came in froze to death, bro. He was just like, what the? He just could not comprehend that like, it could be cold with a blue, like clear sky.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So yeah, we checked the weather out.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a strange feeling for me too. Like I remember my first fall here. It was very strange, like, because I think in fall, like you'd get the chilly breeze more. Because if it's sunny, you'll still feel the warmth of the sun. But the chilly breeze was like what threw me off. I'm like, why am I hot and cold at the same time?
Like Katy Perry.
Cause you're hot and you're cold. Yeah. Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, it's also so many things, man. Shout out America though, man. Shout out my American people.
I love my American people.
Yeah.
I've met some wonderful people.
I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know which place is real and or like which place is not. Like, is America reality or is Switzerland reality?
So I have two realities. I tell people this all the time. There is a St. Lucia Jonathan and there's New York Jonathan. And St. Lucia Jonathan, as soon as I get into whatever ride I'm taking to the airport, that's when I switch.
Oh.
Because I hate traveling. I hate like the whole TSA thing. So for me, as soon as I get into that car, I'm thinking of where the next bed is that I'm going to be sleeping in. So I just came back from St. Lucia and literally I got into a taxi. Before I got into a taxi, I'm like, damn, I'm going to miss home, you know, blah, blah, miss my mom. And, you know, damn, this was such a great trip. I didn't even get to go to the waterfall this time, blah, blah, blah. I get into a taxi immediately. It's like, let's go to the damn airport. How many hours until I get back to New York? You know what I mean? And yeah, it's travel is weird because it kind of feels, especially like going to sleep that first night and waking up, it's like, did that other thing exist?
Yeah.
Did I imagine?
Right? Yeah.
Did I imagine? Because you're in a completely different place. Bro. No one who is there before is here now, you know, unless they come over. But like, you've literally like severed the contact.
I relate to that so hard. I relate to that so hard, bro. Like whenever I go home to Switzerland, I legit like put America on pause.
Same.
Anything that's here doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. Like, I owe you a text. Sorry. You don't exist to me anymore. I'm in like a whole other world right now. Like, it's a whole other reality.
I feel that.
And like, I feel
that very heavily.
Bro.
I mean, I'll still respond, but I think everyone knows that like, he's not going to respond as consistently because he's in St. Lucia.
You're lucky that people know that because they don't realize that with me.
Well, you're always traveling. Like, I never know when you're here. Like, I'll just see a post and you're like on some Portugal beach or something, you know.
Well, you know, I got friends and family everywhere. So
there you go.
I go visit them. You know what I mean? But like, whenever I'm in Switzerland and like I go for like, I legit doesn't matter. Like people try to like call me for like, man, you know, you're supposed to send me this contract or whatever. So I'm in Switzerland right now, man. Since that shit will have to wait. You know what I mean? But it's like I don't know, cause like there's such different places. Like the reality of life in the US is so different than the reality of life in Switzerland. Like whenever I get back there, I'm like, oh man, this is different. It's like I'm like, it's like I'm myself again, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like back home I could just be me.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
The real me.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Raw is the law.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. But like here is I have to be like not that I have to be somebody else, but
there's a lot more walls that you have to put up.
I have to put up walls. I have to like protect myself, you know.
You have to participate. You have to participate in that society.
It's just like
you have to be
different.
Yeah.
You know?
You're also not from here, so you have to be very careful because your connections here are there unless it's someone that you've actually become like really, really close with. Your ties here are so fragile.
Yeah.
That like you are constantly thinking of, you know, saying things that aren't not saying anything taboo or not saying anything that's like not that you're saying anything wild, but it's like people, because it's a different culture, people take things differently.
Yeah.
People might be more sensitive to some things than others. Like he can't even eat watermelons here. You know? Like I mean we joke about it, but like again, like that's something small that you would think is insignificant.
Yeah.
That you have to think about before you do that. And there was a time last year that I realized
a watermelon is not small by any means, though.
The watermelon is not small. It is one of the biggest fruits.
Bigger fruit.
But there was a time last year I had that realization that I'm like, when I am here, there are so many things that are constantly going on in my head that there are like gauges that are engaged while I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, levers that I engage while I'm here that like have to stay on in my interactions with my closest friends. It's less so.
Yeah.
But even then, it's kind of like having to do your public speaking voice when you speak to your friends all the time.
Yeah.
Except like it's not just the public speaking voice, it's everything else. Even the accent thing, like having to change how I say certain words because people aren't going to understand what I'm saying. You know, it's just so many things that are just constantly, you have to constantly keep track of. And you get better with it, I guess, the more time you spend here.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a thing that I think when I'm home, I can feel the weight drop off.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know?
We've actually never had one of these kinds of conversations. I don't think we have. The whole immigrant experience.
And that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
But check this out, like, bro. When I'm here, the trains are not on time. You go to the train station like 5 minutes before the train. It's like, it'll be a big train. It's like a train to DC.
Yeah.
You go 5 minutes prior. You don't even know what track it's on. You know?
Yeah.
It leaves late, like 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
Like at the airport, they yell at you. You know? Like you, but it's like 5 a.m. You're like, excuse me, where's like sector B? They're like, walk this way, don't you keep your computers out the bag right now? Come on, damn, move it, come on, man. And bro, it's an airport. Like half the people here don't speak English. Like,
I never even thought of that.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. Like, and I'm just like, is this normal? Or is that not normal? I don't know. Well, it's normal for here, but like where I grew up, I could search a train. What's the date today? Like October, no.
August.
August, my bad. August 15, 2024. In Switzerland, if I want to take a train that's July 12th, 2025 at 9:15 a.m., I will know exactly how many cars the train has, which track it's on, the time at which it will arrive and depart the station. Like everything. It'll leave on time. It'll be quiet and clean. And I'm just like, after having like back home when I was there, I used to take it for granted. I was like,
yeah,
trains, whatever, you know. But like I've been here in 6 years, for 6 years. I go back home and I'm like, this can't be normal. A train being on time. This can't be normal. Like people actually like being respectful on the train, like not putting their feet up on a chair. Like this can't be normal. Like I'm living in a simulation. So now I'm confused. I don't know.
I have a huge problem with people putting their feet on the train. On the train.
Back home I don't do it, but here
I don't do it.
I mean, peer pressure got me. I definitely do it. You know what I mean?
I feel like not only is it nasty, but also like it's just inconsiderate.
It definitely is inconsiderate.
But especially like if it's like a semi-packed train. If it's completely empty, it's half okay. I still think it's nasty, but it's half okay. But if there are like a lot of people on the train and you have your feet, there's no reason.
But I feel like, you know, here like the culture in the US is like very like hustler. You gotta like go look after yourself, like do what's best for you, like 100%. You know, people really don't really care about like others. Yeah, you know, others' feelings or whatever. Like whereas like back home, bro, if I accidentally drop like package from a chocolate on the floor, that you can best believe somebody's gonna walk past me like, pick that up and throw it in the trash. I'm like, damn, really, mind. All right, yeah, like, you're right. But like, you have to say it like that, like, damn, you know?
Yeah.
And like, it's almost like, and they're not doing that for themselves. They just want to see like the place clean or whatever. Like, it's like people care about that more. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
On the topic of normal and airports and travel and that kind of stuff, though, I will say, so before moving here, I did travel a bit, but not as much as I do. I travel every year to go pretty much every year to go home while I'm here. And I will say the JFK experience makes every other airport feel so relaxing.
Bro. Any airport.
Because like it never feels like a rush anywhere else. Because JFK is so much of a rush, I go somewhere else and I'm like, I don't. JFK. The line's a little long. It's okay. I'll get there when I get
JFK
there.
Is crazy.
Blah.
I don't know why these American airports focus more on like programs to help you skip the line instead of just focusing on like, what if you just made the shit efficient? What if you just got these machines where you don't need to take the thing out the bag? Just get them. Get like 5. I got a friend who got a friend who got a friend, bro. Just get 5, bro. Like, you know, instead of like being like, oh yeah, man, get the pre-check, you skip the line. Like, what if everyone has pre-check? Then now what? What are you gonna do?
Then there'll be the other thing. There's
gonna be
the
clear.
There's the global entry. Yeah, pre-check is basic now. There's the global entry.
Well, you know, folks like us have global entry, but like I shouldn't have to. Like the line shouldn't take 2 hours.
Yeah.
For you to ask me like, who do you know? What kind of events do you do? Where do you do them? And then one time, like the guy actually told me like, you should book this country artist. He'll sell tickets. I'm like, cool. Hey, I'll take this shit. But like they ask so many invasive questions. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just too much, bro. Like, just we're chilling, bro. I swear to God, we're so chill. You know, we don't like the problem is within. Like, we're just here to spend some money on some touristical attractions, you know, and dip. But yeah, man.
Try to make a living. You know, try to enjoy yourself, to have fun.
Yeah.
You know, but at this point, this feels like a hard cutoff. But at this point, I feel like.
Oh, we're done.
Unless there's more that you.
There's always more.
There's always more. You can do a part 2. What do you think? Is there burning?
I'm so hungry.
Okay, well.
I would love a watermelon right now.
We'll look for a watermelon for you. But before we do that, and I already know the answer to this, but I like to ask my guests, where is home for you? And if you could summarize the why.
Man, you know? I think it's Geneva, Switzerland, man. I'm gonna have to go with Geneva, Switzerland, because it's where I feel like I can just be me without like any like boundaries or filters or like like people just get me.
Yeah.
And like my sense of humor is just like accepted.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's just like the friends that I have because I've known them since I was like in primary school.
Yeah.
But like I could just like be free and laugh at stuff and like say like just be open. You know, I don't feel like I'm about to get judged or anything. You know, for liking a fruit or like stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to say Geneva, Switzerland is like home, man. You know, maybe we can make it St. Lucia.
Yeah. Let's do an exchange program. You come to St. Lucia and I go to Geneva.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna shake on it. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I think we've spoken on a lot of things. I hope you have enough here.
Oh no, this was brilliant. I had no idea what to expect from this. For the most part, Arty is a man of few words. I feel like
I feel like I said a lot of insightful things, but I also feel like I don't really have like the big words, you know, that people use, like enchanting. You know, I don't really like use those in my vocabulary. You know. So I hope that some of the things I said like actually came across, you know.
No, you brought up a lot of things that I think were very interesting, and I also think I find it so strange that we've never spoken about this stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like again, like he doesn't say anything. Nah. Like I feel like more and more he says more and more. I guess.
Do people fetishize your accent? Because
they have.
Yeah, man.
They have.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
Yeah, they have. But it doesn't happen to my face often. I think the St. Lucia thing is more fetishized than the accent itself.
Yeah, St. Lucia Island boy.
Yeah. But this has been a wonderful talk, Arty. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. Follow Furtado Global,
please,
on every platform.
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah. And if you're based in New York, or maybe he's coming to a city near you,
my bad, I didn't want the mic to catch that.
If he might be in a city near you. So make sure you follow that page because his events are amazing. This has been another episode of the Not Your Culture podcast.
That's the best podcast out there.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching the YouTube video, thank you. I'm waving you. I don't have to say I'm waving you because you can see I'm waving you. If you're just listening, thank you for tuning in. And stay tuned for the next episode.
Shout out my man Jonathan.